lost her entire family and blames it on the war, so Michelle has to clarify it actually was a car accident. Then the principal explains that neurotherapy can help her forget for a few hours, causing Michelle to revisit a memory of playing on the beach with her brother. That day he had a panic attack and she comforted him through it. However, Michelle still refuses to put on the helmet and goes home. That night Michelle dreams of the car accident that killed her family. She had woken up in the hospital and a doctor was watching her, but she couldn't remember their face. In the present, Michelle is startled awake by a noise outside. She looks out the window and notices a shadow moving in her yard, so she grabs a flashlight and goes out. Suddenly she sees an eye reflected on a bottle before the table falls, scaring her into running back inside. She tries to warn Ted about the intruder, but he's lost in the Neurocaster world. When the intruder breaks in, Michelle runs to hide under her bed. However, the intruder is a robot and easily lifts the bed to look at her with Cosmo's face. Michelle runs to the corner of the room and tries to communicate with Cosmo, who uses some gestures to indicate he's looking for her. This robot can't speak and opens his head so Michelle can fix his voice circuit, but unfortunately he only has a few pre-recorded phrases. Then Cosmo grabs a picture of the siblings and keeps pointing between himself and Christopher, implying they're the same person. Michelle doesn't believe him and forcefully pulls the picture from his arms, causing him to crash against the shelves. The noise wakes Ted up and he comes to the room to find Cosmo. He blames Michelle for this and yells at her, triggering an argument that ends with Ted pushing her against the robot. Cosmo makes the same gesture that Christopher used to make, convincing Michelle of his story before pushing Ted against the wall. A furious Ted grabs a golf club and tries hitting Cosmo, who quickly breaks the club and pushes Ted again. This time he ends up bleeding and rushes to call 911 before Michelle tases him until he's unconscious. Afterward, Michelle and Cosmo get in Ted's car and the robot easily removes the monitor from her ankle. Michelle doesn't know how to drive but improvises when Ted comes after them in his Neurocaster. The car throws him off and the duo manages to leave. The next morning the car stops in the middle of the road because it has a flat tire. Michelle checks the trunk to get the spare, but that one is broken too.